Good to see you.
Alright there, Evidence. Welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we're going to be in the Howling Pit here, and the bayonet of choice that we are going to be talking about today is the Riot Breaker. If you can't tell from the design here in my hands, with my purpley coat that we have going on here from the Graceful Prominence, which is a very bizarre color that they chose to do like an all-purple version. When you get it in a DLC that has fire, and there's no fire anything about this, it's purple, like a royal purple. I mean, I like royal purple, it's just, it looks kind of goofy here whenever you wear it, but either way. We could go for the Raven Fatigues, which looks much better in black. For sure. Anyways, Fashion Vein is always on the forefront of my mind. So what we're going for here is some fairly decent ichor recovery, while at the same time, since we are using our bayonet as a shotgun here, the cool thing is the charge time shares between your charge drains and your charge shots for the bayonet itself. So if you're doing something like this, you can piggyback charge drains or charge shots onto each other. So if you need ichor, do a charge drain, and if you're needing damage, you do the shot with the bayonet. So either way there does very well, and this will be pretty nice that this also works very well for you know, the bosses as well, to recover ichor and such as well. So again though, very like extremely late game Heroic Fang, very late game Avarice, you know, Charge Accelerator, late game. We've kind of gone over these some, but I'll continue going over each of them just to kind of show that this is why, you know, I thought in the first episode of this run why, you know, the bayonets were overlooked and underused and maybe misunderstood to some extent. So, again, late game gift here, time crunch from Heimdall. Overdrive, fairly early game from other blood codes. Ranged impact, fairly mid game. Iron Will, very early game. Foul Blood Barrier, kind of mid game, I guess you would say. Cognitive Zeal, probably not in your first run, and very late game. So it's all like mid to late game typically is when you find these things. The nice thing about the Riot Breaker is you find it in the dried up trenches over with the Despot, but and so that's very early game that you find this thing. But the cool thing is that the shots that come out of it are crush damage, so that is very not used too much to actually understand when and why you would need crush damage. But on fellas like this, you want to do crush damage. And you can see that with Mia's help there, we were able to take him down very fast. Now if we can get a backstab here. Can't get a backstab, so we're just going to go for a pierce attack there. Now those guys, you want to be doing crush damage for sure. You don't want to be doing anything else other than crush. And you want to do ice if you can. Whoops, okay, we're missing terribly here. Let's go for some charge drains here, so we can knock this guy down and get some ichor back here. Okay, now we can do these things, and the cool thing is because we're sharing with our blood veil and stuff, we're able to, you know, oh, come on, come closer, please. Okay, we're able to make use of overdrive. Oops. Okay, we are just not in range here. Okay, let's just shoot him. Okay, let's go for a drain here. Ouch. Okay, so yeah, things don't always go the way you plan, obviously, but the very nice thing about this entire setup here is that you can use your veil and your weapon kind of in tandem at the same time when you need to, which is pretty nice that that can happen. Okay, we're not in range here. He's gonna jump, or he's just gonna kill me. Okay, good job, Mia. There we go. Right through his helmet. Right through his skull. But the cool thing is that you can always share your damage between your veil and your weapon. And typically that's not the case in how you go about dealing with the enemies. Okay. Okay, good. That was a much better engagement there. And we can go for some shots now. And you can see that if you get enough charge drains on the guys, you're able to actually have enough ichor recovery to use shots, while at the same time having enough ichor recovery to use all of your gifts over and over and over, even Foul Blood Barrier. As costly as it is when you do several applications. Now the problem with what we are running here is Hephaestus, and it only has a base ichor of 20 and a max at 40. Now you can go for Queen's Claw, and it's like a sort of maybe one better version. It's kind of the same exact thing, it's just you get 10 more ichor all around. You get less health and everything, but I think Hephaestus is a pretty good blood code, so we're gonna stick with this one for now. Now the cool thing is that you don't really have a lot of options when it comes to shooting crush damage. You have the Riot Breaker, and that's kind of where the story ends. So you do have one other bayonet, and that's the Thunderbolt from DLC 3, but you know, if you don't have the DLCs and whatever, then that is your only other option here for crush damage. You can use the Burning Disaster, but it's only in the charge heavy shot, which you're not using the flamethrower almost ever, so that's one of the other weapons that you can get crush damage out of. But the Thunderbolt, it also does crush damage on the shotgun version of this weapon as well. So you're very limited on crush, but the cool thing about this weapon is because it is crush at a distance, you have really good opportunity to make use of it when you're going up against bosses that are weak to crush damage. Case in point will be the Executioner here. Okay, and since this guy's weak to Pierce, we have Pierce in our Blood Veil. So right now we have a Pierce Blood Veil, we have a Slashing Weapon, and we have Crush Bullets. So we have all three forms of damage actually covered on our build right now, which is really nice that we can even do that at any one point in time. So now we'll just go for some charge drains, because they're very nice to do knockdowns and stuff, and we're out of range on that guy. Okay, so let's come over here and try for a backstab if we can. There we go. Since we are running out of time crunch and all that, and then we'll go for, yep, a shot there. Very good. Now this fella, we are definitely going to go for all the above here to try and put him down as fast as we can. Ouch. Okay. Fortunately, we had Foul Blood Barrier there. I'm not safe here. Thanks, Mia. Okay, let's run around this side. Okay. Go ahead and heal. Now, this guy is pretty dangerous, if you didn't notice that. Okay, let's go for a launch. Okay, launch. There we go. And, oh, okay, good. He fell off the edge because we took up too much space. Okay, excellent. That's the way we can deal with him easily. Okay, and you can see our weapon was piercing that guy, so we'll go for another charge drain here. So that's one way that we can go for a bunch of ichor back, is simply going for our charge drains when we are encountering the enemy, which is okay, thanks, Mia. Which is a great way to make use of you know, that that pretty high I-core rating. Now we do get you know, superior I-core on a backstab, but if we can go for it, I mean, we might as well use our blood veil when we can, if it's available to us and our weapon is not sufficient for what we need it to do. Okay, so backstab first, and then we'll go into a couple of charge drains. Okay, come on. Oh, okay. Okay. Couldn't really tell what was going on there, but we were trying to charge drain him. I think we hit him with 1 or maybe 2. And the neat thing here about this build also is that overdrive applies to both our charge drains as well as our charge shots. So it's very, very nice that we can double dip in that kind of a way. And now we have to have crush damage versus these balls, and typically you don't have anything that does too much crush damage at this point in the game, so it's very nice that you can have a gun that does crush damage to kind of stop these guys. Okay, so we'll take the overland route here and just ignore those guys since we got to get into the boss fight here. But the Riot Breaker definitely is a very, 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 very good bayonet. The problem with it is, obviously, number one, it has short, very, very short range overall, and so you don't have a lot of option to go for enemies at a big distance. Okay, I can't see what this guy is doing. Okay, okay. Mia's just gonna push him off the edge. Very nice. Very nice for me. Okay, and you... Where are you? Okay. Here he is. Okay, let's go for a charge drain here. Good. Almost put him off to the other side, which is kind of awesome. But the nice thing about this is that everything shares between it, and the Riot Breaker is, you know, no exception to being able to share some of these different attacks and everything. Okay, and the Riot Breaker, also one of the problems with it is that is because it's a crush weapon. You know, not you don't typically think of that as being something that you need necessarily. Okay, we are right up against the wall here. Can't get the charge drains going fast enough here. Okay, and this guy, we'll go ahead and launch him, and then he'll just fall into the pit. Okay, not bad. And so that's kind of why the Riot Breaker is, and you know, why I don't see too many people using it, almost if ever, just because of the fact of its short range, and because it does crush damage. Sometimes you might think that it's not doing very well, but you're using it against an enemy that has crush resistance. So, you know, something to think about there. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab up White Mia, just for the longer gift times, which will be very, very nice. Now, versus the Executioner, you don't want to be doing Pierce, so we don't want to be using this Blood Veil necessarily. It would be better to use a Slash Blood Veil, and it would be nice if we had a Crush Blood Veil, but we don't. And so, for this fight, typically what you want to be doing is you want to just be hitting her the whole time, right? Well, what we want to do now is we want to use our Blood Veil to charge her, and get I-core back that way, and then use our bayonet to shoot her. So it's kind of a two-step process here with what we have going on, but it's definitely possible to be doing it. Obviously, we could be parrying her. Okay. Okay, let's go for some charge drains here. Nice job, Mia. Okay, get out, get out. Okay, there we go. That was close. Okay, Mia's slowed. See, now's where it gets tricky, because you have to do shots. Ouch, she hit me. But you also need to get charge drains, and that happens typically most of the time when you try to use the charge drains. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. What happened there? Okay, so we're gonna have to go for a charge booster here. Oh. Okay. Okay, yep, we're dead. Okay, we did that completely wrong. So you can see that as we start running out of iCore, we really don't have any options. And so that's where you need to be kind of close and dodging everything. I'm doing fine. But we don't really want to be bringing Mia on this, but she's just a fun partner to have at most times. But if you can get those charge drains off while you're kind of close to her, it'll work out better. And if you can parry her, it's even better. But I don't know her parry windows exceptionally well, and so I kind of shy away from that. Okay, and here we go. We'll go for Foul Blood first, and then this, and we'll go for this, and a charge, or a drain activator. There we go. That'll help us in the first phase here, just to get a few drains off here. Oh, we missed. There we go. Okay. Ouch. There we go. Okay, let's go for one more. And then let's go for some shots to stagger her. Okay. Okay. Looking good so far. Oh. She's always got some kind of little amount of splashy water there. Okay, nice. Okay, and you can see the staggers coming out there in the crush damage, which is very, very nice. Now we do need a couple of charge attacks here. Oh boy, not gonna get it here. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. And let's get Valiant Heart so we can dodge better. Doesn't cost us stamina to shoot her, which is nice. Okay. Oh no. Okay, we're not dead. That's good. Should have parried that. Okay, let's heal. Okay, so far here, everything's working according to plan. It's just, it takes forever, as you can see. Okay, and charge. Oh, nice job, Mia. Let's go for charge. Okay. Come on. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. There we go. Okay, so a little bit of shooting there at the end. Good grief. But yeah, that's how you can make use of the Riot Breaker. It's a very unwieldy kind of setup there. Again, using charge drain veils with charge accelerator, charge booster, time crunch, all of this all in tandem is exceptionally late game. So again, you wouldn't get to this kind of a build setup and everything unless you're way at the end of the game. I mean, Hephaestus itself is like 2/3 of the way through the game. So, yeah, this is why some of these weapons, some of these builds, you don't actually ever see them in your first playthrough, because by the time you get there, again, you have so many other things that you've been running, you've gotten used to, you've understood the game in some respect or another, and then to change it up and go for something like this, where your veil drains are recovering ichor, and then you're using your gun to actually dish out pretty good damage overall. Uh, why would you be doing that when that's pretty complicated, based on, compared to just grabbing a one-handed sword and getting the stat, the physical damage as high as possible, and then going from there? I mean, why would you do this? So that's really the reason why the Riot Breaker kind of doesn't get a fair shake in a lot of ways. But it's a pretty cheap stat requirement overall. Almost any blood code except like Orion has this for legit, just off the shelf, basically everything. And so anybody can use it, anybody can build to it. It has a very decent willpower scaling stat, so the shots do pretty decent damage overall. And it can be paired with something like this to cover all of the damage types in the game. So definitely something maybe worth your time. So if you haven't used the Riot Breaker yet, you might try something like this. And it's a very different style. It definitely takes finesse and an understanding of what's going on. But beyond that, it just takes skill to, finesse your way into victory. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for the Despot and the Dried Up Trenches. We'll see you then.